Whoa! Good morning, everyone. Look at it. It's just started to clear away, but we've got the first sort of icy windows of the year. Lovely jubbly. That was complete ice. It was. It's starting to melt away now, which is lovely. And get the old thing running there and get a bit of heat in it. There's no temperature gauge on this car, which is annoying. I might have to try and put like my own one in, you know. I don't know where I could put it. I'll put it down there somewhere. I might better put it up there, down there. I don't know. I'll find somewhere to put it, but yeah. So, oh, love it. So we went down to freezing last night, and I'm happy. That means we're gonna hopefully have a nice winter, a good winter. That's what we want. A nice cold winter, you know, proper, like what it should be, a proper cold winter. We don't want one of these mild, horrible, you know, sort of half warm, half cold winters where it's just a bit wet. We want a proper cold winter where everything freezes over, proper frosts, proper ice, maybe even some snow, you know. I'd like some snow, but I'd be happy if we just had proper ice, you know, proper cold. Get down to temperature sort of -5, -8, maybe even -10 if we're lucky. Something like that. A proper winter. They keep saying that that's what we're going to have, but you don't believe it until you see it. I mean, all that fake news all over the internet is, oh, you know, November's going to be the coldest November on record and all this bollocks that they always say, but it never happens. So you don't believe any of it. People always panic. But one thing that I think that we do wrong in this country that other countries do right is when it comes to the roads. You see, roads are truly wonderful things. Nice, hopefully smooth and straight pieces of tarmac, concrete, whatever you can drive your car on. But when they get icy, they can get a little bit slippery. And that, my friends, is where this country goes wrong. This country, England, puts grit or salt on their roads. Now, not a lot of other countries, I don't know the exact countries and whether they do or they don't, but I know some states in America, I think Canada, New Zealand, you know, Australia, those sort of countries, going by the comments on my videos about this before, don't use any salt. They just plough the roads, keep ploughs on the roads. Now, that's a much better idea, because that means cars in those countries don't rust like crazy. They last a lot longer, you know, and it's less dangerous. So I can't understand why in this country, why can't we just, instead of spending that money on gritters, you know, the actual lorries themselves, so that you put the salt in and they go out. Not only that, something else that I'll come on to in a minute, because salt damages cars, not just in the way of rust. So why can't they spend that money on some ploughs, more road ploughs, you know, snow ploughs, whatever you want to call them. Let's spend that, get rid of the gritters, get rid of the grit. Alright, keep one just in case, and keep a little stock of it just in case. But just get some bloody ploughs and then just keep ploughing the roads. You know, it makes much more sense. You lot in those countries where they do that and they don't put salt on the roads, you lot have got it sorted. Because, you know, it's just the salt ruins cars. It is just terrible for cars, man. You know, it just ruins cars. And also, have you ever noticed the people driving the salt lorries, the gritters, they don't give a shit. They'll drive along, you know, where there might be a load of parked cars. There might be like a car park. I've seen them go around actual shopping car parks before, right? There's cars parked all over the place, and they're going along. The way gritters work is like, what would you call it? Not a tank. All right, we'll call it a tank, a hopper, whatever. A hopper's better word. There's a hopper on the back of this lorry where the salt is in there, and on the back there's like a little flingy wheel with paddles on it, I suppose is the best way to explain it, and that spins around and the salt goes onto that and it just flicks out the back. It flicks all over the place. That's the idea. So flick it all over the roads. That's the idea of it. So they're going down this car park, you know, flicking it on the little roads in the car park, and it's flicking all over the cars. Now, believe it or not, you know, it actually hurts. If you've ever been near one of these gritter lorries when they're flicking that salt out, it actually hurts you if it hits you. And if you look at cars, I had a car that had it particularly bad, and in fact I've actually had it happen to my car. I've been sitting in a car park waiting for the missus to come out of the shop, and the gritter's come past, and it's all ting 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 all over the car. I got out, looked at all down the side of the car, and there's all this salt dug in the paintwork, you know. You pick it out and it leaves like a little dent and a scratch. So it's big problems. And what happens is they go up and down the road. You might be driving down the road, you might be going in one direction, and the gritter's coming in the other direction, and they don't give a fuck, they just keep it gritting. It's all over your car. So it causes damage in more ways than one. It'd be a lot more just friendly if they just got a load of ploughs, yeah, and just ploughed the road. I know you're going to say, well, that's only good for snow. What about ice? And the salt gets rid of the ice, not the snow. Well, when it comes to ice, what do the other countries do? This is where I want your input on this. What do the other countries do? The ones that don't use salt or anything like that, what do they do about ice? Because obviously salt melts the ice, as I've just said. So as far as snow goes, get some ploughs, you know. What do they do about ice if they don't use salt? We need to find an alternative to salt, because it's just, I know I've been using it for years, and everyone goes on about it. Oh, get the gritters out. Where's the gritters? Well, I'm pleased when you don't see any gritters, because it just, the amount of rust that salt inflicts on cars is just terrible, man. It means that we could have a lot of nice cars left on the roads, you know, old cars that are still nice, other than the only thing that kills them is rust underneath, you know. And I know you're going to say, well, spend a lot of money getting it undersealed. Well, I always do, but a lot of people don't spend a lot of money getting it undersealed. And you've got a perfectly nice car, you look underneath it, it's fucked, it's falling apart, it's rusted. And you know, I just think it's a silly idea to be using as much salt as what we do, you know, and the amount of damage on cars and all that. Yeah, what's your opinions on it, you lot? Come on, put it in the comments. What do you think about it? And in the country where you live, do they use salt? Why? And if they don't, what do they use as an alternative to get rid of ice? Or are people just generally careful? Because in this country, in England, people aren't careful. People are lunatics. They just drive around like it's a summer's day in the ice, and that's why we have so many crashes. And that's why the government just say, all right then, fuck you lot, we'll just put salt on the roads because it covers our back. Because if someone has a crash, of course, naturally the English way is to blame somebody else. So if somebody's stupid enough to drive like a twat and crash on some ice, they'll then turn around and blame the council for not maintaining that road and putting any salt down, because they're just an idiot, you know what I mean? They can't understand that they crashed because it was their fault they crashed. Or even if it wasn't their fault, it's just one of those things. It's a risk that you take. When you go out on the road and drive your car, it's a risk you take. You might crash. You know what I mean? You can't blame the council. You can't have a crash and go, that road's perfectly straight, there's no bumps in it. Right. But there's a natural phenomenon called ice landed on this road, and it's caused me to crash. Right, that's the council's fault. I'm going to blame them. Lovely. Council, you're blamed for this. I'm going to sue you. What's that all about, idiots? I think you'll find as well, that's the reason why a lot of councils or governments or whatever are the way they are, you know, by doing stupid things, making things overcomplicated, over safety wise, you know, because people just want to blame everyone, and people always blame the council. The poor old council always gets blamed for things, for everything. So now they're just over the top, you know what I mean? They just do things over the top just to cover themselves. That's all the world's become. The world's just become a legal just problem. You know, people blame. I can't understand. Someone walks down the path these days, right, and they trip up. I mean, you're going to get problem. You're never going to get a flat path, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's just natural for paving slabs to move a bit and roots to pop up. I know they need to be sorted first, right? I know that. I know it's not right to have a paving slab poking up for a trip hazard or whatever you want to call it. But if somebody walks down the path, I mean, just imagine how big the fucking country is, you lot, yeah? I know this split up into different councils, but let's just say, imagine how big a borough is for a council, yeah? It's impossible for one you know, to notice every little problem, every single little problem, yeah? So instead of someone going, you know, I've just tripped up that paving slab there, just moved up a bit, oh, bloody hell, hurt me leg, alright, I'll let the council know that that one's moved a bit, and I'll just carry on with my life. Nope, they trip up, you go, oh, I've broken my leg, oh, it's life-changing, oh, right, council, you're to blame, I'm going to sue you for £500,000 because I've now got a life-changing problem where I've bruised my knee. Fucking idiots. I know you're going to say, well, the council are told about problems and they never act on them, but, you know, some things don't get done straight away, you know. You lot sometimes are idiots, and you know, as am I. I'm an idiot sometimes, but I've never reported anything to the council apart from fly tipping. I always report fly tipping to the council because I don't like fly tipping. As much as I like looking through it to never know what you're going to find, I don't like the fact that these people are getting away with tipping things in places where they shouldn't be tipping. That's not good. Anyway, you lot, I'll catch you a lot later on, all the best, and I might continue this video later if I feel like it. If not, I'll catch you on the next one. Oh, by the way, you lot, it's supposed to be being picked up again today, but I've still got them. They're still there. They're just messing me around just for a bit of fun, I reckon. There's nothing else to it. They're just messing me around. Anyway, catch you later, you lot. Thought I'd add that in.